Hi there, Ruby Retrograde Tarot and Tea, and what will I be serving up and sipping on today? It is day 8 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. Now, the question for day 8 is one of the new things I learned about tarot last year. Um, what I learned about tarot last year is, I guess this is kind of a little story time or just a little slice of life kind of thing. Is mainly to kind of let intuition go where it goes, to kind of not censor myself in a way, or not feel as nervous, as well as being comfortable with doing tarot readings online. So, for the side of intuition, is that when I started getting back into tarot, which was something I was interested and used to read up upon and kind of, I guess, practice, or just kind of, it was a little hobby of mine, or when I was younger, I would rely a lot on um, the book meanings, and my interpretation were very academic. I will say it like that, because it was I would consult the book a lot, and I wouldn't necessarily trust what I felt was coming from the cards. Now, consulting the handbook or reading whatever tarot book to help you with the interpretation or the meanings. There's nothing wrong with that. I still do it. Plenty of time, especially if I'm stumped with a particular card, or spread meaning or anything like that. But it's just after coming back in after a while of not doing anything tarot related, and getting into different tarot online groups and things like that, and just learning from other people who were just essentially advising, just let your intuition, your mind, your spirit, whatever you want to call it, guide you with the cards that you have laid. Don't be afraid to let it go. And which takes into live reads. When I started doing live reads online, to me it felt a little bit weird, because I'm used to having done it either for myself, or if I did it for someone else, the person was right there beside me or in front of me, whichever. So to me, it felt that doing it online, I was wondering if I wouldn't get the same sort of rapport, or something would be lost. Because when you do it with someone live, they're in front of you, or even you hear their voice, you see their expression, you can hear their questions, you can read their body language, things like that. But online, especially if you're doing it live, you're kind of talking to yourself and reading the screen and reading the comments from people around, or their questions. And sometimes, if your internet is lagging or their internet is lagging, and so you're asking them, okay, is this the question you're asking? And you're waiting like 3, 4, 5 seconds until they're like, yeah, this is the question. So the first few times I felt a little bit awkward, nervous, but I got good feedback and encouragement, which encouraged me to do it more often, or as often as I could. Sometimes it's every 2 weeks, sometimes it's once a month. It really depends on how much time I can kind of take to do this. But having done this more and more, I can say that doing it online helped me in building my confidence in interpreting by intuition, and also using a mix of intuition and book meanings. So, for example, if I do a spread for myself, or tarot, or I pull cards for myself, I'll go intuitively, or whatever prompts I get. But if there's a particular thing that I can't quite put my finger on, I'll go read that deck's little white handbook, or grab a reference tarot book on the particular card or subject. And I find that the more that I do that, now I'm strengthening more and more my I'll call it like a knee jerk interpretation. Let's call it like that, because it's not necessarily knee jerk where you kind of just blurting out whatever, but it's just you're looking at it and there's certain vibes that you pick up, and as you're explaining the cards or the situation that you see in the spread or what you have in front of you, sometimes certain sentences or certain words pop up in your head and you're thinking, oh, should I say that? That doesn't make sense. I shouldn't say that. And you start kind of fighting with yourself, and in the end you're like, okay, no, I'm just gonna say it and whatever. And then it turns out the person might very well go, oh my gosh, that was totally, this happened, or that was totally what I was thinking. Yeah, thanks a lot. And it's kind of a little confirmation thing. So I'm learning to, if there's something that's kind of, scratching at the back of my head or itching my tongue to come out, to just kind of blah it out. Well, we're gonna call it blah it out, and because there's a reason for me to say it. And also not to be afraid to rely on my inner spirits, my inner working spirit guide, the universe, whoever is whispering in my ear or in my heart, my mind, however you conceptualize it when you do tarot. So yeah, it's a pretty short and sweet explanation of things that I learned in tarot. And yeah, so that is my thing that I learned about tarot last year. And of course, it's not something that you stop learning. I'm still learning about that. And I'm guessing, into the new year, I'll probably learn a bit more. Oh, and also I should say last year, new things that I learned about tarot, although it's not quite of a new thing because it was what I started with, is numerology, because I do read with Marseille decks, and it relies a lot, or I could even say that it's based on numerology. So just getting back into it to help when I read with Marseille deck, so that it's cohesive, it makes sense, it's a nice little package for myself and whoever I'm reading for. So this is I guess two things that I've learned about tarot in last year. So what about you guys? What did you learn about tarot? Something new that you discovered, or that you learned for yourself, either through a teacher or online or whatever else. Put your stuff here down in the comment section. Thank you for stopping by and taking some time to watch my video, and until next time, bye bye guys.